all about pets. We're all about fun. We have the nicest people. Our deals are number one. You'll love Dave's, Dave's Soda and Pet City. We make shopping for your pet fun, 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 fun.
We're filming.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Dave's Pet Show. I'm going to. I've been waiting all year.
In there.
I've been waiting all year for this to. It's warm in here, actually.
It is.
It is. It's nice.
It's already.
So last year, when Chris built this thing, I said, "What in the world is this? Are we ever going to sell any of these?" And you actually sold a gazillion of these.
Yep.
So why don't you tell everybody what it is?
All right, this right here. Well, good morning, everyone. This is our walk-in greenhouse. It's very easy to set up. Caitlin and I worked together and got this put up. So
without breaking anything, I walked in.
Or
when
either
they were
one of
putting it
us.
together. They didn't get into a fight. There was no stabbing
throwing
each other.
things. Right. No, it was pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Hi, Michael. And so it's very easy to put up, very easy to disassemble. Goes right back into the box for storage, and it is very roomy. As you can see, Dave's a tall guy. He went right inside. It's, I believe it's 6'3" in the middle. So you can stand up in it.
I'm 6'3" in the middle.
Are you?
6'1", 6'1" in the middle.
6'1"? Yeah, but you still had room when you got in there.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to set up. There's a lot of space in it for you to set up your plants, do seed starting. We're 1 month away from spring. 1 day shy of a month. It was a month from yesterday. So spring is coming.
And about 2 feet of
snow to go.
Away.
So, but we're supposed to have 60-degree weather coming.
No, I know.
So it's going to melt fast, and it will be here before you know it. I do have these greenhouses in stock. Now's the time to get your seeds started.
So what does one do with such a thing?
Well, with
lady?
these, this will go outside in your yard. And
not indoors?
No, not really. I suppose you could. I don't know why you would want to. You might want to, but no one else would. Outside, right now it's a little cold for starting outside plants. It's by the time this airs, it'll be closer to when you really want to get this outside. And depending on what you're starting, it's great for seed starting.
Yep.
After your seeds start, it's great for growing on your plants to
Yep.
get them larger. If you purchase plants early and the ground isn't quite ready to...
Stick them in here because you
Yep.
got these little row things
Yep.
that you
and
can put them in.
the temperature that it goes up to once you close this up, it's incredible how much
120.
warmer it can get really warm if you've got it in a sunny spot. But to vent it, if it gets too hot, you just can, this rolls down. You can zip it only a part of the way just to get some air circulation in there.
It's actually very cool.
To keep it cool. And it's really a great greenhouse. It's big. There's other ones on the market that are smaller, but you can't really go in there. You can't really hold that much. And there is a lot of room in this.
Those are green cabins.
Green
really
cabins, not a house.
Houses.
And also, for this, for seed starting, it's I also have a lot of products that you can use to start your plants to put in here. And I do have some samples here today, and I would love to show you the different things we have.
Well, I think that would be delightful.
Would you think that'd be great? So, all right. So here's...
just before we even start this, though, Northampton has this as well, right?
Yes, they do.
So we are Agway stores in Agawam in Northampton. The other stores don't have this because we're not Agway stores.
Yep.
But in these two stores we are. And although Chris is not in Northampton, you would have the pleasure of dealing with Mike.
Mike, who's wonderful, and he knows all about this also.
Right, who's actually been working here longer than I have, I think.
I think so. Mike's a great guy, and he's very knowledgeable about all this, so do go see him if you live up in that area.
Yep.
For here, I have some different seed companies that I do business with. There's a couple of organics, and I also have non-organics, which the gentleman hasn't been here yet to set up his displays, but they're coming.
Yep.
And also, I have different seed starting products. I am sold out of right now grow lights. So if you're going to start seeds
they won't
inside,
they won't see this for 2 weeks anyway.
all right. So by then I should have them in. I did order them for inside seed starting. If you're interested in doing that, I have grow lights, replacement bulbs, and I know Mike in Northampton also has hydroponics, which I have not brought in.
Is that the Egyptian writing?
It is. But you have to know how to read that.
I see.
But he does have the hydroponics, and I'm hoping to start carrying that line here
What is
also. Growing in water, using
Oh.
water to start plants, which is very popular these days. With the grow lights to start seeds inside. It gives you a little bit of an earlier start for your seed starting. And once it gets warmer, if you start inside, you can transfer it into your greenhouse outside.
And then you take them out of the greenhouse
and you plant them in the ground.
You put them in the ground.
And you can also grow on in your greenhouse, so you can actually harvest from your greenhouse it's earlier and later. Some of the things you can start inside your greenhouse to be able to harvest would be things that are cold crops, which are things that like cold weather, which would be like peas, lettuces, any of the like spinaches. They actually like the weather a little bit colder.
So far, there's nothing here that I would
eat.
Yeah. How about cookies?
That's for later when you're done planting.
you
You
gotta
go
bake
have your
those.
snack.
Yeah.
So I do have some lettuce seeds right here.
Let
which
us talk about those.
You hold those, and I'll let you hold those. There's a couple different ways you can plant. If you don't want to spend a lot of time, I have a couple of different products here, which are greenhouses, which come with the seed starter already in it, and I will show you
So
those.
can I ask a serious
Yes.
question?
Yep.
So if you're going to plant do this, is it silly not to use organic stuff?
It depends. There's a lot of different thoughts on it. I like organic because I'm going to eat it.
Right.
So I don't
That's my
want to
point.
have,
Right.
and organics are so affordable these days
Yeah.
that
so
if
there's
you be
between
silly,
an organic seed and a non-organic, it doesn't
Pennies.
make right.
pennies, literally
So why
pennies.
would you?
Yeah, why would you want to do anything else? And I do actually everything I
Right.
have
And
here is
then
pretty much organic.
You can grow this and make an omelet with the chickens
that you're
you
using your
fed
organic
the
feed.
organic
You
feed,
got
the
it.
Nutrina organic feed.
All right, so this right here is one of our windowsill. All right, and we have these really cool new watering cans, which I love. And inside here, you'll see these. See this? Check that out. All right, that's a compressed soil, and it's got a little mesh thing on it. And when you add water to this, just put it right in there. Yeah. All right, we're going to fill this up with water, and
Yeah.
we're going to let it soak. And what's going to
I
happen?
can already see it.
Yep, it's going to soak up the water, and it'll get soft, and we're going to plant our seeds right in there. That's going to take a
It's like
minute
dirt
to soak.
sponges.
Yes, pretty much. And as you can see, it's already soaking up, and that'll take just a couple minutes. In the in-between time, I'm going to actually plant in here.
This should be like a cooking show, right? Right?
Well, you can cook with after what we plant.
Yeah.
All right, so these are seed starting trays. These you can actually plant right in the ground after your seeds start, so you're not disrupting the roots. These are biodegradable and are going to go right into the soil. They come in a 4-pack of 6 each.
Yep.
There's also plastic ones if you want to reuse your
Yep.
trays,
Yep.
like this one. So this one you could reuse year after year. This is a larger one of the,
For no money.
yeah, they're
$6.
nothing.
Right.
This one is, I don't even remember how much this one is. I don't know what I
Right.
did with the here it
Whatever.
is. This one is $4.
Right.
And these are going to go right in the ground. So this one, what you would do is, can you open that soil for me, please?
Sure.
See, these are soaking up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a sponge, and
Yep.
it's starting to get.
All right, so this is organic seed starting mixture, and you want to use seed starting mixture because the texture of it is formulated in such a way so that when you plant your seeds and they start growing their roots, it's easy for the roots to get in. So all you want to do with this, and if you see the texture of it, I want to play it in the dirt. I've been waiting. All right, you just want to.
Sure.
I love this.
Kids.
This is
Kids.
and I get paid to do this. It's
Kids.
great. So I do it with my grandchildren. They think it's awesome. All right. So
I saw the picture on Facebook with
isn't she adorable?
Yeah.
That's little Savannah.
What a great picture.
Yes, my daughter took that, and adjusted it. So
yeah,
she's so cute. She's my favorite. But enough about my beautiful grandchild.
Did you hear that? How old is she?
She's 18 months old. So, and she's a beauty. I'm telling you, she's such a great baby. All right, so we're going to water this in. Oh, make a mess. And because this is so dry, it takes a little bit of time for it to soak in, and you don't want to force it, because what you'll do is you'll end up with a dry spot in the soil. And this takes a long time. I should have done this before. I wasn't thinking. Sorry. All right.
And this is because it's so dry?
Because it's so dry, yep. And it will soak up the moisture.
Eventually.
Eventually. See how these are getting
so
bigger?
That, all kidding aside now, so that happens when you get like a drought, and, then you get
it'll dry out so much.
So much that it can't soak the water?
It can't soak the water up. So like sometimes you'll have a pot of some kind of container. And if you let it dry out and you look at it, you'll see the soil has pulled away from the edges of the pot. And your root ball gets so dry that if you water it from the top, it just runs right out.
Yeah.
So if that happens, what you need to do is actually submerge that pot in some water and let it soak up on its own. Because if you force it down in, what happens is it'll soak up around the edges, but the center of that pot will still stay dry, and it will never soak up water, and then your plant will die. So you have to be patient and let it soak up on its own, which I'm not going to be today because I want to get this done. So I'm just going to...
Are we ready for a break yet?
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to let it soak while we're break, and I will get this.
And then when we come back, we'll be ready to do this.
Yep, we'll do some planting in here, and I will get this ready.
All right.
Okay.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be back in just 1 minute. This is about as exciting as watching grass grow.
For me, it is.
All right, so here we are, folks. While Chris is waiting for her water to soak in, Matt, I came in and Matt was glowing this morning. So I said, Matt, why are you glowing? And he's going to show us now why he was glowing.
We are glowing. All right. You guys have probably seen these for a little while for now. We've had the glowfish, but
we have a huge
lots of display of them, several tanks of them, of a couple different types. The Glowfish company, the company that actually creates these and builds and breeds them, actually called a couple weeks ago, and they sent us a whole bunch of promotions, and they even sent us some free fish through our vendor
Fish
fry, just to get people a little bit interested, because we have some more product that's coming up as well.
I see this. Oh,
but,
yeah.
So we've got the Born, and it's this is a wonderful, wonderful fish and a wonderful creation per se. They were originally, the whole glowfish concept came out as they were looking for a fish that would glow to test water pollution. If there was a lot of heavy water pollution, the fish would become more iridescent per se. And what they came out after crossbreeding with DNA from coral and jellyfish, they actually took
with coral?
Coral, the DNA of coral and jellyfish, and they actually crossed it into the DNA of the actual fish, and they started coming out with these bright colors. They perfected it to get the really great glowing pastels, so they become really pretty. A lot of the money that goes back in goes into research for keeping waterways clean, so it is a good cause for buying these. Yep.
Yeah, a real win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win. The other win-win is these are incredibly hardy fish. They're bright, they're beautiful.
Of course, they're radioactive.
They can glow in the dark.
Heat your house.
They can heat, exactly. But they're one of the easy, simple beginner fish to keep, and they hold the color. These will not, unfortunately, one of the negatives of the trade is there was, over the last 20 years, is the painting of fish or the injecting of fish. We won't have anything to do with that. We don't carry any of that type of fish right here.
Can we stencil them?
You can stencil them and you can airbrush them, but got it. They actually, believe it or not, they tattoo them, but like I said, they do. We do not have anything to do with that.
Okay.
These right here are permanent. They keep that color, and they will have it for life. And the beautiful thing is is
Want me to
they
start
can
right?
actually, we'll pull some of this, start up. Under certain types of LED light and a black background, you can have an amazing, 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 beautiful display. Just because at night, if you leave the light on in a dark room, you'll actually see the fish leaving trails as they swim, almost like a glowing
how
trail.
cool.
They're cool. They are really cool. Do it on a black background with LED lighting. They're awesome. They're beautiful, beautiful fish. Now, this little tank right
Yeah, I'll
here,
hold it.
you got it?
Yep.
Comes with your gravel. This is an Aqueon kit, so it is high quality. This is not the plastic stuff that you're going to see at a discount
Big
store or
box store,
whatnot.
right.
This is glass. This is a full-size,
It's heavy.
full traditional heavy aquarium. It comes with glass. It comes with the hobby quality filter and a hobby quality heater that has a lifetime guarantee. So this is good stuff. It works really well. This particular tank is a little 8-gallon, or how many big is this tank? This one is a little 8-gallon tank. So
Yeah, you can put it on a desk even.
yeah, you can put it on it. It's big enough that you can, small enough you can put on a desk or an end table.
Yep.
But it's big enough that you can put in a nice little school of fish, either these glow tetras or any of the glow danios over here. There's also some glow
So
tiger bugs.
how many of these can you put in an 8-gallon tank?
1
8?
inch of fish per gallon. So these
So
guys
that's
are
a
about
lot.
an inch.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
a
can
lot.
get a nice school of 8 fish in there.
And you can put mix the Danios in with
Absolutely.
the Tetras.
Absolutely, and you can also run other different types of fish. These are not glowfish right up here. These are Golden Wonder killies. These are natural. These are called Golden Wonder killifish.
Killy?
Killifish.
Okay.
They're a surface dweller, and they have the really almost the natural brilliant coloring as well. They would look beautiful in that tank with these guys, as you can see.
Do we still have gold? Remember the rams?
We have plenty of them. Yep, we do have
gold
yep.
rams.
We have
Sorta
the rams
look like
way
them,
at the other
don't
ram.
they?
Yep.
Sort of same body.
Plumper body
Yeah.
on a ram. This guy is a surface dweller because see how
Yeah.
flat and how his mouth points upwards and how they're staying near the top. Bug lands onto the water, they're going to catch and grab it. But another real hardy, easy fish to keep. Looks great with these guys.
How long do these Tetras live? Just
10 to 12 years.
get out.
10 to 12 years. They are extremely hardy. We have a lot of customers that come in, they've said they've had tetras, many of the different types of tetras for 10, 15 years.
Holy smokes.
Not uncommon, not uncommon.
So how much is it? There's a special, or what do we do? How much are these?
These are $14.99 each, but you
Yep.
buy 3, you get a 4th one for free.
Yep.
And that's really not a lot of money to pay, considering there's hamsters and birds and other
Yeah,
animals that are in the
right,
same
who
price.
live for 2 years,
Right.
right.
Yeah, exactly. The Danios, the glow Danios over
Yep.
here are $6.99 each. You buy 3, you get a 4th one for
Yep.
free. And then of course these Golden Wonders, these are $5.99
Yep.
for 17. So you can build up a nice little mix, and of course you can put other fish in there as well. Nice thing also, other things, we have glow plants that'll actually glow under the light as well, so you can get a
Yep.
really cosmic fun tank. And feeding
Yeah,
them.
feeding them.
And feeding them. This is important. To keep them healthy and to for any of your tropical fish, especially fish that have a lot of pigmentation, a natural color flake, natural food is actually the best way to go. These right here, if you read the ingredients,
Yep.
just like dog food, the first main ingredients is whole fish, whole
White salmon.
cod, white salmon.
Whole salmon.
Fish, when they're in the water,
Right, listen,
Yep.
salmon, halibut, seafood, cocktail sauce,
tartar sauce.
more fish. Yeah, it's all fish and then
There you go.
vitamins.
It's all
Yeah.
fish, and that's all pure, straight, just like what fish eat in the wild. Fish are not going to eat yeast and dried rice because they're not living on land.
Right.
They're going to be eating other fish. They're going to eat other aquatic life. This is going to give them everything they need. All the omegas that they need. They're going to get all the natural proteins. When you have all that going into their system, you're going to keep your color. Your fish are going to have a better growth rate.
Who are these guys on the bottom?
These get a little bit bigger. They want to put those in a bigger tank. This is called an electric blue Jack Dempsey. And there are people hear the name Jack Dempsey, and
Yeah,
they're going to think
yeah,
of the
yeah,
big,
yeah.
aggressive fish.
Yeah.
This guy is a same species, but again, it's a genetic recessive gene where they get the brighter color and the aggression is out of them. They're non-aggressive,
Passive.
they're not aggressive, more colorful, but
Yeah.
they can be actually in the same clutch of eggs. It's just
Really?
Yep, it's a recessive gene. So it's a really, really, really actually kind of a neat thing.
Well, I hate to break the news to you, but your time is up on this
Right.
week's show because we have to go back to see Chris because I think she's
playing in her greenhouse
I think
over
she's
there.
finally soaked in. So don't go away, folks. We'll be back in just a minute.
of soda from Pet Food City. Yeah.
Well, hello everybody. We're back, and you are all soaked.
I'm all soaked and ready to go. So
I can see that, and
Yeah,
these
so
look
check it
like
out.
chocolate donuts now.
Yep. So if you feel it, it's firm but it's soft.
Yeah.
All right, and that little
This is
netting.
unbelievable.
Isn't that cool? I used to love doing this when I was a kid with
All
my
right,
dad.
now I see the netting.
Yep. So that soaks up the water. That also you're going to plant right in the ground, and it will biodegrade right into
This
the
is
soil.
so cool.
Isn't it awesome? All right, so you've got that, and
Yep.
this is going to be.
Are we going to use it now? or
We're
you
going to leave it right in there.
You're going to right there?
You're going to plant in those.
Okay.
All right, so I have a bunch of different seeds here, and depending on
Do you have
what
any
you're.
Twinkie seeds?
No, we don't have any
We
of
don't
those.
have
I'm
any
all out
Twinkies.
actually,
Okay, just
but
checking.
I can probably hook you up.
Just checking.
So there's different kinds of seeds. Some are good for starting in this kind of container, either thing here. Other seeds are direct sow. And if you look at the back of packages, it'll say, it'll give you the information about what the best way to start is. Some will say start indoors, some will say direct sow. And what they mean by direct sow is that they need to be planted directly into your garden because
Oh.
they don't transplant well, and you'll just get a better end product if you plant it directly into the soil.
Okay.
And a lot of those products are mostly like your root crops, which would be like carrots,
Root
beets, root beer, things like that, radishes. So anything like this, which are very easy to start outside. Those are the kind of things you're going to want to start outside that you really can't do
In here.
in these kind of products.
Okay. So we're
I'll-
back down to the lettuces and the spinaches.
The lettuces and the
And I'll
spinaches.
bet broccoli.
Broccoli is another good one, but that you have to start a little bit later because it needs to be really warm for those seeds to germinate. So things like broccoli, what else do I have here? Peppers.
Peppers are good.
Peppers are
good.
delicious. Again, it's another warm crop, so the
Yep.
soil needs to be warm.
Yep.
The outside needs to be warm before you start anything
Yep.
like that. Tomatoes.
That's
how cute is
hysterical.
that?
That's great. I love it.
We got to check this out. She gone for a ride.
How many's in there? Two of them. That is hysterical.
That's too cute. How cute are they? Coming to Dave's. Another product is tomatoes, which you
Oh,
want
you
to
can do tomatoes now?
Yep, I wouldn't start them quite yet. It's a little early for tomatoes because they, again, needed a bit warmer. Right, but this is still not going to
Still
go
not-
outside
okay.
for another 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
And again, another product is if you start like your peppers, tomatoes, broccoli, eggplant, ketchup. Yep, you start those a little bit later. And the soil, when you transplant it, needs to be really warm before you put it into the ground. And which is also on the back of the products, it'll tell you to plant, watch your last frost date for your
Yes.
area.
Yes.
And here in our general viewing area, our last frost date is around the 3rd week of May.
Is it really?
It really is. Yeah, it's about the 23rd of May. And they, a lot of people, the weather's good, they jump the gun.
Yeah.
It may be warm outside,
Which is
but
really why, all kidding aside,
you
why
want to
this
have
is-
something like this
Yeah.
to start it and get it
Yeah.
ready. So by the time it's really ready, your plants will be grown on. They'll be hardy enough to
Yeah.
be planted into the soil, which is now warm enough for you to really plant. So if you go out in the middle of May and you dig down in your soil as deep as you would want to plant something like this, if you feel it with your hand, it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, the plant won't die, but it's not going to grow.
Okay.
So you're not getting any advantage to putting it into the soil early.
Right.
So some other things that you can also start inside are things like morning glories. This type of seed actually you need to soak overnight in water to loosen the seed coat on it.
Is all this instructions on here? Because this is
yes.
a lot you got to know.
Yes, it is. It gives
I'm
you
like
the
lost.
it gives you the information on the outside. It'll say that the seed needs to be scarified, which means you
Why
can.
don't they use a normal word?
Well, for people who are gardeners, it is a normal word.
What is it?
Scarified. You want to rough it up a little bit. So all you need to do is take a piece of sandpaper and put it on some sandpaper and rub it with some sandpaper. And what it does is it breaks the seed coat. So when you soak it in water, the cotyledon, which is the little baby plant that's inside the seed, gets the nutrients it needs to start growing.
Cotyledon?
Cotyledon, right. So you didn't know I was so smart, right? Real words, swear to God. So, good morning. But that's another seed, and quite a few flower seeds and other seeds need to have that scarification process to get them to germinate. So again, this is another one, but a little bit later on in the season. If you have cats, this is an awesome seed to start.
Catnip.
Nope, not catnip,
Oh.
catgrass.
Catgrass.
Catgrass. And
we sell a
that's-
ton of
yeah, we do. We sell the seed, and you can
Yeah.
also start your own.
Yeah.
And what you're going to do is you're going to open that one up because you're going to plant catgrass right in there. And
Okay.
this is easy to germinate. You can do this on your windowsill in the house. So this one you could actually take inside, because what we're going to do is after Dave plants in here, and what you're going to do is you're going to plant 2 or 3 seeds per little pod.
Do I have to Scarface it or anything?
Nope, not those. Scarify.
Scarify.
Scarface was a movie with
Oh.
Robert De Niro,
Oh,
wasn't it?
okay. Yes.
Yeah, so just dump some in your hand. All right, and you see they're pretty big seeds. They're easy to
They
see.
are.
And
Yep.
what you'll do is you'll just take 2 or 3,
Yeah.
and you're just going to
Plump them in there?
push them in the hole like this.
Yeah.
Push it right down in there and squeeze it like this to cover it up. And you're
You
good.
have to have the patience of a saint
No, you
to
don't.
do this.
Dave, it takes 2 seconds. Well, you
Yeah.
don't have the
I
patience
don't
of a
have the-
saint,
and I-
but you're going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Squish.
see? All right,
Squish.
you want to make sure it's covered.
Yeah.
All right? And yeah.
Oh, you got to
just-
cover it back up with
Yeah,
the.
you want to make sure there's soil covering the top
yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
All right.
All right. So you're just going to put a couple in there. All right. So you get the whole thing done, and
Yeah.
then you don't have to do them all, Dave, if you
Well,
don't
I'm
want
doing
to.
this one because I don't want to. Get in there.
And just squeeze it with your fingers to loosen
Yep.
some soil.
Yep.
And take your finger again and flatten the top. Done. All right. So once you get them all done,
Yeah.
then you're going to put this on, and you put it in your windowsill. It keeps it warm,
Yep.
and you'll see them germinate quickly.
When you say quickly, how?
These will, like in 2 days, you'll see
Really?
growth in this particular plant. Yes, it goes very, very quickly.
Yep.
And you can do a few at a time, harvest it, rip the plants out, replant them in this. You could do it in a bigger container. You can direct seed that into a larger pot.
Annual.
It's annual.
Full sun, 10 to 15 days.
Yep. From when you plant it to actual
Yeah.
harvest.
Yeah.
So in 2 days it'll germinate, and before you know it, you'll see the grass growing
And the
right in
cats
here.
love it.
The cats love it. They can eat it right off of that.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, so
all right.
Oh, we're
We got-
done?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're done. So
Bummer.
We'll continue this
All right.
next week because
Yep,
I want to see
'cause-
how my handiwork did.
and I'll plant the lettuce and a couple other crops in here so we can see how
Yes.
those are going.
Yes, so let us go
yeah,
now.
let us leave you
All
with
right.
that.
Bye, everybody. Have a splendid week.
Whee! Yaha! Hi, fellas. What's up?